Here's your wrestling news for April 22nd, 2021, and if you like what you're watching, smash that like button and give us 1,000 likes or more. And your headlines for today include real reasons why Charlotte Flair was written off both WrestleMania and on WWE Raw is finally revealed. WWE eyeing return to Saudi Arabia. Former WWE star hospitalized, a major update on his health condition is revealed. Daniel Bryan's WWE contract is expiring soon. The Yes Man felt detached during WrestleMania main event. Is Bryan contemplating leaving WWE? Goldberg says there are interesting matches left for him to have in WWE. Goldberg takes a dig at Edge and WWE's littler guys. Nikki Bella pulled from big MTV television hosting gig. Multiple AEW stars pulled from indie event. AEW stars received a threatening message. Christian Cage on if he's considering Impact Wrestling jump as part of AEW partnership. 1-year-old dies after Babysitter does pro wrestling moves on him, and more. We're starting today with Charlotte Flair, undoubtedly one of the most talented female superstars in WWE, but she was absent from WWE TV for quite some time this year, even missing WrestleMania 37. Flair's absence and return to TV on the post-Mania Raw has been put down due to a false pregnancy diagnosis and a positive test, though many fans are wondering whether there's deeper issues between WWE and the former women's champion and just how deep these speculated problems go. While speaking to Wrestling Inc., former WWE commentator Hugo Savinovich speculated that Charlotte's engagement to the recently released Andrade caused WWE to pull her from the show. I think a woman that is a legend, that has the legendary name of Ric Flair and has become one of the best in the field, and she's taken out of WrestleMania with a cheap excuse of being pregnant? She's not in WrestleMania, but the night after she kicks everybody's ass and they let her do a mini CM Punk pipe bomb in the ring. You don't have her at WrestleMania, you don't have Brock Lesnar, you don't have The Rock, you don't have many things. You don't have Jeff Hardy, you don't have John Cena, you don't have a surprise, you don't have a CM Punk, and you have somebody already made. Somebody that is a diamond, somebody that is a queen of wrestling, and you don't have her on the card, yet you bring her in the next night at Raw? How the heck do you explain that creative process? She's good for Raw, but maybe we'll send a message that because you favor your Latino fiance, maybe it would send a message to the other people, hey, anybody steps out of line, we don't care if you're the Queen Charlotte or you are Andrade or whatever. We're going to take you out of the card. Interestingly, Flair was suspended following this week's Raw for assaulting a referee, but if Savinovich is to be believed, she missed WrestleMania for a far pettier reason. Charlotte's suspension from WWE TV is strange given that she only just returned following WrestleMania and that she's quickly inserted herself in the Raw Women's Championship picture. Despite being suspended, Flair is doing just fine on social media, sharing a photo with her fiancé Andrade and asked what she should do while suspended. Now we know the real reason she was suspended, as Alex McCarthy reports that the Queen is taking some time off because she needs to get some dental work sorted out, but isn't expected to miss much time. If this is the case, it's not out of the question that Flair could return in time for May 16th's WrestleMania Backlash, as a title match between Raw Women's Champion Rhea Ripley, Asuka, and Flair is rumored for the show. It's unclear if Flair will return in time for next month's pay-per-view, but fans shouldn't expect her to be gone for too long. We've got some worrying news from EC3 as the Ring of Honor star has been hospitalized. In an Instagram post, the former WWE 24/7 champion shared a photo from the hospital and explained that an infection he failed to properly care for has worn him down, and that he's been hospitalized for 5 days. EC3 added that he'll be in the hospital for even longer, promising fans he will be back, but for right now, he needs to be left alone. We are sending our best to EC3 during this worrying time, and hopefully he'll be out of the hospital and controlling his own narrative sooner rather than later. Back to WWE, and Daniel Bryan is unquestionably one of WWE's most popular stars, but his days in the company are numbered. When speaking to BT Sport, Bryan confirmed that his contract is up relatively soon and is trying to figure out what he's doing with his life. Bryan's contract is reportedly up in September, and though the former world champion has said he wants to wrestle until he's 70, he also said this will be his last year as a full-time performer. Bryan's most recent match saw him enter another WrestleMania main event, though he came up short to Universal Champion Roman Reigns in their triple threat match that also featured Edge. Speaking about that match, Bryan called it really bizarre, saying that it was unlike anything he's ever felt in wrestling. Adding that he's not been able to rewatch it, Bryan said that maybe this detachment is a sign that he needs to let go of being a full-time wrestler. The triple threat between Bryan, Reigns, and Edge was never meant to happen, as all three have faced career-threatening problems, and though many consider it the best match from WrestleMania 37, something didn't sit right with Daniel Bryan. Since his return to WWE in 2016, Goldberg has faced some of WWE's top stars, from The Undertaker to Braun Strowman to Drew McIntyre, but the Hall of Famer isn't done yet. During an appearance on The Bump, the former Universal Champion explained that he believes there's interesting matches with him left to be had, but admitted he's not the same man he was during his peak years in WCW. Let's be perfectly honest, a different era of Goldberg would match up against anybody. The question is, could this era of Goldberg match up with anyone still and have it be interesting? I think the answer is absolutely yes. Fans haven't seen Goldberg since his Royal Rumble 2021 loss to then WWE Champion Drew McIntyre, and though his rumored WrestleMania match didn't take place, fans haven't seen the last of Bill Goldberg just yet. Goldberg has promised that fans will see more matches from him, and during that interview, he may have teased who his next opponent will be. On the same interview on The Bump, Goldberg praised fellow Spear user Edge, saying he's in awe at the Rated R superstar's return, but also took a dig at the Canadian. Parallels has gone on with me to a certain extent in my career, with going away and coming back and being able to do it at the level he's doing it, albeit he only weighs like 200 pounds and it's a little different for those littler guys. Though Edge is lighter than Goldberg, he's also taller than him. And we doubt the former WWE champion appreciates this littler guy dig. It'd be interesting to see if WWE ever put Goldberg and Edge against each other, and is that a match you'd like to see? Let us know in the comments. Outside of the ring, Nikki Bella has made quite a name for herself on shows like Total Bellas and Dancing with the Stars, but the former Divas champion could have gone so much further. That's according to Nikki herself, who spoke on the Bella Twins podcast recently and revealed that she auditioned to be the host of Love Island USA, the American spin-off of the wildly popular reality show Love Island UK. Nikki explained that she was the runner-up to Ariel Vanderberg, but not long after being rejected, Bella was ecstatic to get an audition as the host of X on the Beach on MTV and got the gig. That wasn't meant to be either, as 2 days before she left for the beach, Nikki was pulled from the show, but didn't explain whether WWE or MTV were the ones who decided to pull her. Despite these setbacks, Nikki's post-WWE life is going well, as she's become a mother and is engaged to dancer Artem Chigvintsev, but the former superstar could have reached a wider audience had plans not fallen through. AEW news now, and though wrestlers are allowed to take bookings outside the company, they can't take any that impact AEW's strict taping schedule. That proved to be a problem for Brian Cage and Brian Pillman Jr., who were meant to be at the Warrior Wrestling Stadium Series' first night on June 5th, but have now been pulled and will appear on the July 17th show instead. It's been confirmed that Laredo Kid will replace Cage in June, and whilst AEW are generally pretty cool about talent doing indie shows, they also have to make sure their own roster are available when they need to use them. One person fans can find on the independent scene is Dylan Bostic, but the indie star has his sights set on AEW's Joey Janela. On Twitter, Bostic said he challenges Janela to a fight and included a screenshot of a DM sent by the bad boy of AEW himself, insulting Bostic and saying he never gets booked. When Ringside News asked, Bostic said he's deadly serious about his challenge of either a boxing match or an MMA fight, though at this time, Janela hasn't responded to Bostic's tweet. To be fair, Janela is dealing with his own issues, as his car recently fell apart on his drive to Jacksonville, and despite the fact that he's wished death on his haters in the past, Bostic clearly isn't a fan of the bad boy. One person Janela is more likely to face is AEW's Christian Cage, who fans will remember had a fantastic run in TNA. With AEW and Impact working together, fans have speculated on whether Christian will return to the company he once ruled, but that won't be happening, as Cage told Bleacher Report, "I don't have any plans on returning to Impact right now. I'm solely focused on AEW, but who knows what can happen in the future. I'm relatively new here. I don't think my focus should get too far away from AEW at this point. I'm committed to being a part of this brand and helping it move forward. After years of not being cleared by WWE, AEW is giving Cage a chance to prove he can outwork everyone, and the former world champion wants to keep his attention on the company who's given him this opportunity. Another Impact Wrestling alum is Kurt Angle, and though he was released from WWE last April, don't expect him in Daly's place. Speaking to Hannibal TV, Angle explained why he has no intention of joining the All Elite promotion, saying, "Well, my relationship with WWE is really good and I like to keep it that way. I don't have any plans of going to AEW. I haven't really spoke to them that much. Just a couple of messages sent back and forth, but nothing serious. I have something going on with WWE right now and it most likely will materialize. I can't talk about it, but that's what I'm waiting on and I don't want to mess that up. The company's been so good to me and I want to be loyal to them." Kurt clearly has loyalty to WWE despite them releasing him last April, and time will tell what these plans with WWE turn out to be. One person fans can see in AEW is Miro, who's the best man of the promotion, and proved that with a kind gesture to the entire locker room. When Miro shared a photo of himself at a screening of the new Mortal Kombat movie, Cody Rhodes added that Miro organized a private screening for the roster, and though moviegoers will have to wait until tomorrow to see if the film is a flawless victory, AEW's roster got in early thanks to the Bulgarian wrestler. And we're ending with some tragic news as WWE tells fans not to try what they see at home for a good reason. This week, a 24-year-old man is facing a murder charge after using, quote, wrestling-style moves on a 1-year-old boy who later died in the hospital. Marvin Lake, who was babysitting the child, claims that his hand slipped and the child struck the frame of his futon, and after the child ripped a pillow, the furious Lake held the boy tightly, not realizing his own strength. The boy's injuries were numerous and included a fractured skull, which Lake isn't taking blame for, telling authorities, "I did not hurt his head, I only caused the internal injuries." When the child's parents returned home around midnight, they called paramedics and their son was later admitted to the hospital, diagnosed with a skull fracture, brain damage, lung hemorrhaging, abdominal injuries, and bruising, and was later taken off life support. Lake, who is currently in El Paso County Detention Facility without bond, has asked about being financially compensated for the damage the child's head did to his futon frame, and our condolences go out to the parents of this tragic case. Well guys, that's our news for today. Please share your comments below. Also hit the like button, subscribe to our channel, and hit the bell icon to receive all notifications. And as always, thanks for watching.